Hi, my name is Bianca and welcome to she.bee.stitching. This is my channel all about cross stitch. This is my first video, so apologies if I speak too fast. I usually speak too fast and I'm going to try to go slower for this video. I know it's my first one, so bear with me. Again, I'm 32, I live in Colorado, I have 3 dogs, a cat, and a husband. I want to start this channel because I did find a cross stitch community here in Colorado where I'm located. However, we will be moving soon, so it would be nice to have some virtual cross stitch buddies to be able to talk about projects and not lose my connection to the cross stitch community. I started cross stitching in 2021. My lovely friend and old coworker Chrissy showed me how to cross stitch after her and her mom learned how to cross stitch during COVID. So I begrudgingly learned how to cross stitch and completely fell in love with it. I did take a long break. Last year I used to be a monogamous stitcher and I had been working on one project for a very long time and was just burnt out and decided to take a break. This year, since I did find a cross stitch community local to me, I have fallen in love with it again. I have gone rampant on Etsy and other websites for patterns. I started to dye my own fabric. I'm starting to experiment with different fabric counts and discovered Flosstube. So through Flosstube, I've learned a lot more techniques and different possibilities of everything that is out there for this craft. So I'm super excited to keep learning and trying new things. I started cross stitching with the Witchy Stitcher patterns. I'm sure many people on here already know who the Witchy Stitcher is. I love her patterns. I love the vibe that she has. I don't know if you can tell from behind me, but I'm very much pro Halloween. I usually always wear black. That's just it. I grew up in Southern California, and like I said, I'm currently living in Colorado. We do move around a lot because of my husband's profession. So let's just get started. I have a bunch of finished projects that I want to show you to give you kind of the vibes of what kind of stitching that I do. I also have some whips and a little bit of haul. So I know a lot of people start their cross stitch channels with a whip parade. I usually work on like 3 or 4 projects at a time, so that's not much of a parade, I guess. So I'll just fill the time with what I have so far, and let's get into it. So my very first pattern was this cute little Grim Reaper from the Witchy Stitcher, and I believe I completed this on 17 May 2021. Again, super cute. And now that I'm more of an experienced stitcher, I can go back and see where all of my mistakes were or some not so neat stitches, which is fine. You know, I love this piece and I'm going to keep it forever. It's my first one. And this was before I learned about framing or anything, so it's just in a Dollar Tree frame. So there's that. A freebie from the Night Spirit Studio. This is Self-Isolating Bat. And I remember this one being so hard because of the negative space. And this is one of those patterns where you're just stitching and it looks like nothing. And then all of a sudden it's something. So there's that. And again, looking at it now, I can see where I could have done better, but I love it. I love this piece. I do want to restitch it on a smaller count to see the difference in the quality of my stitching, but that's for another day. Another one of my favorite patterns is this Live Fast, Eat Trash possum. I love possums. I love raccoons. And I don't remember where I got this pattern off Etsy, but I quickly threw it into a frame and like painter taped the back just because I really wanted to hang this up in my cubicle at work. And I think this is another piece that I finished like back in the day, 2022, 2021, if you can say back in the day for that. And I love and I remember this taking forever to finish. I kept making mistakes with the 2 different colored grays here, but love it. Another Night Spirit Studio is Ornate Pumpkin. I did change the colors on this, so I switched it from all the oranges to the dark blue and the black. I have a floss cone, a 310 Cone of Doom, so if I can change patterns to fit the black aesthetic, I will. So this one was lovely. I remember stitching this at my job with the door closed so nobody could see what I was doing. Another witchy stitcher is a freebie birthday cake. I'm sure, oh, sorry about the glare. I'm sure tons of people have seen this one. Super fun to stitch. I did change some of the colors just for what I had on hand. And these are all on 14 count Aida. This one I dyed myself. Here is a finish, well, semi-finish, that I did at a retreat that I went to in September here in Colorado. So this is the Antisocial Cryptic Club from the Witchy Stitcher, and I don't know why I thought the count was 14 count for the pattern design, and it obviously wasn't. So there is supposed to be another Loch Ness, a little Nelly on this side that I had to cut off. So she's on this side, and I redid the border. I added a bunch of extra stuff just so you can't really see my mistake. And I believe this is 14 count Aida. The hole's really big, so I'm not sure. But still happy that I got that one done. Let's see. For the month of October, I allowed myself to stitch whatever I wanted. So I have a bunch of tiny finishes. So this is a freebie from Tiny Modernist, I believe. And this is just a scrap of either 14 or 16 count Aida that I had dyed myself. And it's just a little Kit Kat on a jack-o'-lantern. Another freebie off, I'm not sure where, is this crazy little skeleton. Super cute. This one's stitched up pretty quickly as well. Another Witchy Stitcher pattern is this awesome tombstone with ghosts, and then she always has like a bright turquoise blue in all of her patterns, but for this one I just went with purple and orange just for it to be classic Halloween colors. And this is also on 14 count Aida that I tea-dyed myself, and I'm learning how to use my sewing machine, so that's why all the stitching is really janky on the edges, but that's okay. I discovered sewing starfish on Etsy this year, and this is Life is Absurd, Embrace the Chaos. And I do need to work on my back stitching. It's not the best, but really pleased with how this came out. I love all her tricolor designs, so I know I have this one, Memento Mori, and I think the other one I bought as well. So excited to start stitching those. And this is just 14 count black Aida. And one more tiny finish is this freebie from, I think, the Stitch Crypt or Stitch Sprout, and that is that 14 count Aida that I also dyed myself. And I actually painted this hoop with nail polish, so I'm glad how that turned out. And again, I haven't finished any of my projects into hoops because I wanted to quickly finish them so I can tape them up in my cubicle at work. So one day I'll have FFOs to show you. So let's get into my whips. I have a small pile here. In my local cross stitch group, we are doing a ornament exchange in a few weeks. So I came up with the idea of a tiny gumdrop house. So I'm excited to finish this up into an ornament. I think I'm gonna back it with felt and then find some kind of ribbon to trim it with and to make the hanging. And this is 14 count perforated paper. I did use a toile for the very first time, so all the snow is a toile. You can't really see it, I guess, but excited for that. A project that I have been working on for quite a few months is this Not Today Satan from Happy Sloth Studios or Happy Sloth Patterns on Etsy. And you know, all of the outline is done and I just need to fill in everything, but it's a lot of stitching and it's a lot of one big color. So I've been pretty burnt out on this one. I do want to have him finished hopefully by the end of the year, but that's going to be a big stretch. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish him, but it would be really nice to finish him. Another project that I'm working on, I have a decent start, is Introverted by Silver Creek Samplers. And this is what the pattern looks like. I am changing a bunch of the colors that are in here just because I can. And here is my progress. So I'm almost done with the lettering at the bottom. I believe this is 16 count and I tea-dyed this myself. I don't know if you can see my little needle minder right there. So excited to get some more work out on that one. The next project I'm working on is Halloween Town by Madame Chantilly, and that is what she's supposed to look like when she is complete. And I believe I'm doing this on 16 count Aida that I again dyed by myself, and it's still in the hoop, so let me take this out for you. 16 count Aida that I dyed myself, and this is where I'm currently at. So 3 houses done, so nothing, it's good progress, nothing to sniff at. And again, here is a little Jigglypuff needle minder with a needle on it. My friend Jane makes needle minders, so I was able to snag this one from her. So I hope you can see it's like a really long shape. 3 houses, very minimal colors, so I'm excited to get more progress and start on the witches that are supposed to be flying over the town. So that'll be really nice when it's done. I am working on my biggest project that I've ever worked on this year. I started it this year, and it's Halloween at Hawkhorn Hollow. Everybody talks about it. I have seen a few people on YouTube, on Flosstube, sorry, that have started it. I am nowhere near to being done, but here is my progress. Super excited. Here is the beginning of the first block. I'm almost done filling in the field. I do have a little skeleton here. Again, another needle minder. And this is the first time that I've used a Nurge hoop. I'm still not sure if I 100% like these. I do have back problems, so it's hard for me to just be sitting for a long time. And I'm trying to use this hoop in hand, but now I think I'm going to try to use it in a stand that I have, so we'll see. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do this because I obviously have like a year or two worth of work to go in on this one. So we'll see where I am. I'm really pleased with this progress. I've only been working on this for a few weeks, so I mean, it's small compared to everybody else's progress, but progress nonetheless. I have another project that I'm working on, but it's a secret birthday project, so I'm not sure if she is going to be watching this or not, so I don't want to have any spoilers. So let me show you a little bit of haul. Because I am just jumping into this hobby again this year, I've allowed myself for the past few months a budget of like $50 to $100 of buying patterns or buying fabric. I do have a thrift craft shop by me, and there's all kinds of scores there that you can find all sorts of Ada. Floss is 25 cents. It's a blast just going in there and seeing what you can find. So I don't count my money that I spend there because I'm bulking up my inventory of my floss, and it's just regular 14 count Ada that I usually find there. So it's usually $1 or $2. So I don't have any problems not tracking that money. But I do have an order from Etsy and a order from 123 Stitch. I have to show you. So first I have some 18 count Picture This Plus in the color Barnyard, and this is just an 8x12, and it's this really nice brown and gray mottled fabric. I don't think I've seen this anywhere else, so I'm really excited to find out what I can put on this. And it's just an 8x12, so it'll be a small project, or maybe I can just cut it and do 2 projects. That'll be nice. And I dropped everything, so give me a second. Okay. Yep, so I got that. I also got another piece of 18 count Picture This Plus called Shale. And this is just a light gray, almost purple. And it's super dusty and super dark and smoky, and I'm excited for this color. Super excited. Not sure what I'm gonna do on this. There's that one. And I'm not sure what possessed me to buy this one because I only stitch on Ada, and this is 28 count Mirage Laguna from Picture This Plus again. And this is a dark gray mottled fabric. I'm super excited for this one. I am gonna have to find a pattern that will go with this fabric, and 2, I'm probably gonna have to ask some of the ladies for help on stitching on linen because I've never stitched on linen, and I bought this because I love the color, and they didn't have any in 18 count, so I just bought that one. I also got 2 patterns. So one is from Modern Folk Embroidery, and it's called Gotham Orbs. And I still don't have the guts to do a big project of his. And I know this came out in 2023, so I'm really excited. And if you didn't know, his patterns all come illustrated, so this is really cool for the back. So I'm thinking of doing this pattern on one of the fabrics that I bought because it's only 4.5 by 5.5, so plenty of fabric for that. Another pattern that I got from 123 Stitch is called, actually I won't open this, it's called Moonrise by Mary McDonald, and there's actually 4 separate designs on here, and I'm not gonna lie, this one, the tombstone and the cat, I think this is gonna be the first one that I make. I do want to make all of these on the same fabric and maybe get one of those like folding frames so I can put each design in one. But here's a close-up. Another cat, a little haunted house, another little gravestone with the ravens. Super my jam. Really excited. I do have, my cat is a black cat, so I'm really excited. I've never had a cat before in my life, and since December we've had a cat, and it's been a wild ride. And then 2 designs that I got off of Etsy. I have no idea who this designer is, and I was scrolling on Etsy while I was in the car. We were driving back, so I had like 2 hours to kill, and Michelle Ink Needlework Designs. I've never heard of her, and this is Quaker Gone Spooky. And as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to have it. Everything in here is done with the variegated thread. I believe it's a silk from the Thread Gatherer. I've never used silks before, but honestly, this is making me want to buy silks just so I can do it the way that the design was intended for. The variegated thread and the weeping willow is so beautiful. It's like gray, gold brown. There's a cat and then all the stones. Really excited to start this one. I do need to figure out what fabric I'm going to do that on, but excited nonetheless. And the same Etsy seller had another pattern by Michelle Ink Needlework Designs, and this is Quaker Gone Haunted. Again, really lovely. Everything, all the fabric, sorry, the thread is silk, again from the Thread Gatherer. And if you look closely, you can see the variegation in the design in the angels here. Super excited. Never worked with variegated thread or silk, so I might just bite the bullet and purchase it for this. So that's it for my haul. Hopefully you like what I stitch. Hopefully I can form some friendships here, join this community that's been awesome so far. Like I said, I'm moving soon, so it would be nice to make some internet friends so I can kind of take you with me as I move overseas. Plans. My plans are to finish that ornament. My plans are to continue stitching on Halloween Hawker and Hollow. I'm trying to shoot 4 hours a week on that if possible. I do have a regular Monday through Friday job, so the weekends is where it's at. With the holidays coming, I am having my mom and my sister come visit next week, so I'm not counting on having a lot of stitching done, which is a bummer, but I'm excited to see my mom and my sister. I do want to start something else. I think 5 whips would be nice, a nice rotation to have. So I want to have 1 huge project, 1 small, and 2 medium, maybe 3 medium projects going at a time. So I'll go through my stash to see what I have. All of my projects are pretty much in Amazon plastic bags. So I love these bags because they're waterproof. And when I first got into this hobby, I wasn't sure if I was going to, I guess, stay with this hobby. I'm sure a lot of crafty people out there know that you pick up a hobby and you drop it just as fast. So I have all my projects in these bags, not fancy at all, totally fine. I love cardboard bobbins. I love DMC. My friend here is a quilter and a cross stitcher. So hopefully by next video, I will have some project bags that she made for me to show you guys. I do have some patterns that I've been wanting off of Etsy. So hopefully that's something that I can show you guys next time. I think I'm going to record every 2 weeks just so I have enough progress to show you guys on stuff. I'm recording on my phone, so don't expect any fancy special effects. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'm not technologically savvy at all. My husband is probably listening to me from our bedroom and laughing at all the stuff that I'm saying as I talk to myself here. So anyways, short, sweet. This is not an hour-long video. I don't plan on making hour-long videos. Let me know in the comments if there's something that you want to see, or if there's a pattern that I showed you that you've already done, and just reach out. So thanks for watching. Bye.